Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver and we're doing EDD, California Unemployment Q&A today. It is August 11th. Why am I telling myself the date? I don't know. I was curious. I lose track of the days, you guys. Probably going to have a lot of the same questions that have been coming up this week. Conditional payments, MEUC boost, the end of pandemic-related unemployment benefits. So I am going to go ahead and get right into the questions. I feel like my chair broke in a video the other day, and I'm like using a broken desk. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit wiggly in today's live. All right, you guys, I'm going to get right into the questions let's see. Hi, Monique. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's like a movie. All right, Albert. Hi, Albert. Hello, I was just wondering if I created an email address for my unemployment claim, but have not did the same thing to Yahoo or Gmail before I created it with EDD. Will that difficulties? Okay, let me see here. So if you created an email address for your unemployment claim, but I think what you're trying to say is that you didn't have that email address before and it's like a brand new email account, will that cause a problem? No, it should not cause a problem. That's simply how the EDD is going to be notifying you of things. They're not verifying your ID through an email account because that's not a secure way to verify your ID. So no, Albert, I don't think that that should cause a problem. All right, Lil Rambo, hello. Monique, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. All right, Monique says, hi, Ginny. August 8th, EDD gave me a last payment. It had not even been a year yet. Up until 2022, that's my year end. But in my inbox, it says to certify August 22nd. I'm so confused. Will I get anything? Okay, Monique. So if you are a traditional unemployment claim, you are going to be issued, initially, you're going to be issued 26 weeks worth of unemployment benefits and a benefit year end date. The year end date is 1 year after your claim start date, and that is the duration of time that you can use those 26 weeks worth of unemployment benefits. Now, once you use up those 26 weeks, you are then issued a PEUC extension. PEUC is the three-tiered extension for traditional unemployment claims. Now, you could have been issued a PEUC extension, or you could have been issued what's called a Fed Ed extension. You'll need to check the program type in UI Online in your transactions to know which type of extension you were collecting under. Now, Fed Ed recently was reduced down from 20 weeks down to 13 weeks due to the state unemployment rates triggering it to be reduced down. So effective August 8th and onwards, Fed Ed is now only 13 weeks. So I'm guessing that based on that August 8th end date of that last payout, you might be collecting Fed Ed right now. If so, your Fed Ed benefits would stop once you reach 13 weeks worth of benefits. So that's most likely what happened to you based on the details that you provided here. Now, what's next for you? Next, you're going to be able to be moved over to a PEUC extension, which is another type of extension, and it is pandemic related. You're going to collect a PEUC extension up until claim week ending September 4th. The EDD should automatically migrate you over to that to collect the remaining weeks. If they don't automatically migrate you over within 2 weeks, then contact the EDD or contact your assembly member. Now, once claim week ending September 4th comes, you are not going to be able to collect under any extension because the pandemic-related federal extensions will have expired. PUA, PEUC, $300 boost all end on claim week ending September 4th. After that, for those of you who are on a regular unemployment claim, the next thing that you can do in order to be eligible to collect for benefits moving forward after September 4th is only if you reach the end of your year date, your benefit year end. Having trouble, you guys. I'm slow today. You reach the end of that year and you are able to file a new claim because you did work within the last 18 months. So that's what's next for your claim. All right, Donald at 3:58. Oh, I started at the before 4 timestamps. Never do that. All right, Ginny, great news. My Tier 2 payments for the past 4 weeks were in pending limbo. I did get my assemblyman's office involved, and I don't know whether it was their efforts or just plain luck. I'm really glad to hear that you were paid for that. He also writes, I see on EDD's website that they are in paid status, so I should see the money tomorrow. Thank you for all the information. Special place in your YouTube account. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm really glad to hear that that worked for you. I do believe that it was your assembly member. They've been able to help people get pushed from pending to paid faster, not only because they have those 2 staff members that most offices have hired by now, but also because the conditional payment program is now available. And so if you contact them and you're eligible to receive those conditional payments, they can push those pending payments through a lot faster for you because of that program's availability now. Okay, beautiful day. Just curious, how did a wedding photographer become a business consultant? Thank you. So my primary occupation, well, right now it's mostly, well, it's a mix of YouTube and wedding photography and e-courses and other things, but my primary occupation before was wedding photography, and still continues. I do business coaching for creative professionals, additionally like e-courses and things like that as well, because I like the business aspect of it. And that's something that a lot of people feel very in the dark with when they go to start their own business, especially in the creative industry, because people don't really talk about it very much. All right, Vanessa at 4 o'clock. Even if Congress passes an extension of unemployment, won't they already pass it past September 6th? Lapse of benefits, can they reactivate already expired PEUC and PUA claims if they extend again? So I'm not going to focus on the hypothetical here because currently, as it stands, we do not have a proposal in Congress making way, progressing that way. If we do have a solid proposal in Congress that is making motion, then I will delve into all the specifics of the bill text. But as of right now, we don't have anything there. We have an EDD long-term reform bill that was proposed several months ago, and I did a video on that, but that's not the same. It's not a pandemic-related extension, and that one isn't moving either. All right, Michael. Good afternoon, Ginny. Wanted to check in with you and see how you and your family are feeling, if everybody's back to feeling 100%, and how did everything turn out on Saturday? Thank you. We're good. We're good. Saturday was busy. I had a wedding last weekend, and I have one this weekend. They're really tiring, you guys. It's like 10-hour days in like 100 to 110 degree heat, carrying 30 pounds of gear on me. So it's good to have them back, but they're also exhausting. All right, peace. At 4 o'clock, I certify this weekend, meaning the week ending September 4th follows in the middle of a certification week. Is it safe to assume on September 5th, I will be asked to certify for that week only? Yes. So you will be certifying for claim week ending September 4th. If you are PEUC, PUA, and your benefits are going to end because PEUC and PUA end claim week ending September 4th, you will finish out that week, and then on your certification day, either September 5th or the following week, depending on which cycle of certification week you're on, you will certify for claim week ending September 4th, and then you'll be paid for that week, and that would be your last week, unless you are someone who is on traditional unemployment and you're continuing on because regular unemployment will always be there, or if you are someone who has reached the end of your benefit year and you're able to file a new claim. That would be a PEUC claimant who reached 1 year's worth of benefits and did work within the last 18 months. All right. I need water. I always don't want to stop to drink water. You guys get angry when I skip your questions. All right. Did that one. Linda at 4 o'clock. Chance of unemployment extending is slim to zero. I believe that even if things are extended, our claims will already be done and invalid by the 5th. Wouldn't they have to extend it before? So same as Vanessa, yes. If something did come up, then yes, there would be a lapse. But right now we don't have anything proposed, so we can't do hypotheticals until we actually have something that is proposed. All right, Liz at 401. I've been pending for almost 3 weeks. I got a message that says determination for pandemic emergency unemployment compensation, but they only pay me 1 week and the other 2 are still pending. What should I do? Okay, so if you received a PEUC extension, if those weeks are pending, number one of the weeks could have been on an old PEUC extension. The PEUC extension is awarded in 3 different phases. You have to zero out each separate phase of PEUC before you're awarded the next one in line. So one of those weeks that you were paid for could have been on a prior phase, which had not yet exhausted. So that could be a reason why. Maybe you are waiting for that award letter to populate in your claim balance online. If so, if you just received the award letter, allow about 1 week after you receive the award letter in order for the claim balance to populate and then you're pending to move to paid. If that's not the case, and if you are waiting over 2 weeks for an extension that's not populating to UI Online, or if you have already been granted the extension in UI Online, you have that claim balance there, and you're still pending, then you need to call into customer service. And Michael can drop all of the call tips in the video in the chat box. All right, chilling with Howie. 401. Hi, how much is too much to collect? I went back to work last week, full-time, 40 hours. Okay, so if you are going back to work, the calculation is going to be specific to your own weekly benefit award amount. If you work and you earn less than $100 per week, the first $25 of that does not get subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else does. If you work and you earn over $100 in the week, then the first 25% of that is not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else is. So that's how you calculate that. All right, scrolling down. I feel like I'm not as in focus today. I feel like my camera's a little off. All right. Okay, good. Everything's good over here. Judy at 401, certified my first week prior to July 11th with a no on job search, but didn't do the second week. Given what you've said, I should change it. Can I go back to a certified week and edit it if it is not sent yet? Okay, so not sent. Well, when you complete the certification, you would have clicked complete and that sends it into the EDD. If you didn't complete it for some reason and the certification is still sitting there, then you would reopen the certification, complete it with the answers that you intend to send, and then send it. But if you've already sent it over to the EDD, the only way to correct that is going to either be to call customer service or to try submitting the change through askedd.edd.ca.gov, and you can change it there. Noelle, you're very welcome. Reecia, I've been pending by 4 weeks. Okay, if you are pending, you need to contact customer service or you need to contact your assembly member. Michael can drop the links down below. Additionally, if you don't want to do either of those things, if you don't mind waiting, which most people do mind waiting, the conditional payment program would most likely apply to you and will pay you out for those pending weeks, but you must have collected 1 unemployment payout previously and you must be pending for over 2 weeks, which you are. Conditional payments, however, can take up to September 30th in order to be applied for currently pending claims. So it can take a while. So if you are stuck in pending, contact your assembly member or call into the EDD. All right. Let's see, David at 403. I was collecting unemployment but caught COVID and selected that I received COVID sick pay and now I'm on pending. Any suggestions? You are most likely going to have to undergo a phone interview. And the phone interviews take up to like 16 weeks. It's a range. It's between like 10 and 16 weeks for them to actually schedule them and call you. They're probably going to ask you questions about receiving those payments to confirm that it was COVID related and that you are not working, that you are eligible for payments, which you are. But with that being said, they now have the conditional payment program in action, which means that when you are pending for over 2 weeks and you have received unemployment payouts previously, then the EDD will push your pending to paid automatically while they await your phone interview. So you have to make sure that you don't miss that phone interview because they still want to collect that information from you. Now, you can either wait for conditional payments to roll out, and they can be up until September 30th to hit your specific claim, or you can contact the EDD or your assembly member to speed up the process. Okay, 403, does the child advance credit count as earnings? No, it is not. Earnings would be work done in exchange for income, so self-employment income, or if you are a W-2 employee, etc. That's a tax credit. So it's a tax credit. It's not counted as earnings. John at 404, do you think PEUC will be extended to the end of the year? Currently, there is nothing in motion to extend it. Thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you for letting me know. All right, FR at 404, trying to understand what will happen to me after September 4th. PEUC will end for me. Can I collect regular unemployment? What can I do? My claim expired in June, and they gave me the 29-week PEUC extension. Okay, so if you are on PEUC, claim week ending September 4th will be your last week that you can collect, regardless of claim balance. Many of you are still asking me, if you have a remaining claim balance, can you collect it as a lump sum, or can you continue to collect? Or you were just awarded an extension, can you collect it? The answer is no. Claim week ending September 4th, that program will cease to exist. So you can't collect under PEUC. Now, your claim expired in June. That means, what month is it now? I don't even know. It's August. It's August now. So you're past the 1-year mark. That means that for those of you that are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, once you're past your benefit year end, 12 months after your claim start date, you can file a new regular unemployment claim if you worked and earned enough income within the last 18 months in order to establish a new claim. Now, the EDD will need to see at least $1,400 worth of income within the last 18 months in order to establish a new claim. So for those of you that are collecting UI, PEUC, Fed Ed, we reach claim week ending September 4th. If you worked within the last 18 months and your claim is expired, then you can file a new claim. All right, 404. Hello, Ginny. I've been following you since the beginning of the pandemic. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Will PUA get extended? Currently, there is not anything proposing there's nothing proposed in Congress to extend PUA at this time. All right, let's see, 404. I had to quit a job due to no childcare, and they put me back on pending. What can I do? If you are pending, number one, you can wait if it suits you. Most likely it doesn't, because conditional payments are starting to get pushed over, which are moving people's pending payments to paid. If you have received one unemployment payout in the past on your claim, and you've been pending for over 2 weeks. Those will roll out up until September 30th. The EDD's class action settlement agreement states September 30th as the deadline for those who are currently pending and qualify. Number two, if you can't wait, then you need to contact the EDD or contact your assembly member. And in most cases, they are able to help you get those pending conditional payments much faster than previously. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water. Oh, drop my phone. Make loud noises. Loud drinking noises into my microphone. All right, I like to check my most recent messages over here as well. Just make sure nothing crazy is going on. All right, scrolling down. I'm at 405. Jose Rico says, hi, Ginny. When PEUC runs out, am I able to apply for regular UI? I will still be on reduced hours at my job. Yes, so hopefully you just heard my answer that I gave a few times. Once you reach the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date, and you have worked within the last 18 months, once those programs expire, you can file a new UI claim. All right, Robert. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you, Robert. Shristi at 4:05. Hello, I certified on Sunday and I still have not gotten paid. My claim balance is left for $90 and they have not given me an extension. I called and let them know I still don't have an extension. Okay, so if you certified on Sunday, you haven't gotten paid, your claim balance has $90 left. Okay, and they haven't given you an extension. If your claim expired 12 months after your claim start date and you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, have you worked within the last 18 months? If yes, then you have to file a new claim, and that would be why you are pending and without an extension. So make sure that that's not the case first. Second, you said that you called them and let them know. Well, if you have a claim balance of $90, then you won't receive an extension yet. If you are eligible for an extension, you don't have to file a new claim. Your claim must hit $0 before you are awarded the next phase of PEUC extension. So you're going to have to continue to certify, get all the way down to 0, and then within 2 weeks, you'll be awarded the extension. Now, you are pending, I believe. Does it actually say pending? It doesn't say pending here. It just says you haven't gotten paid. If you haven't gotten paid because you are pending, then that's a different problem than not having received the extension yet. Contact your assembly member if EDD customer service is not able to help you. All right, 406. Hi, Ginny. I'm on extension tier 2. How many work searches do I have to report every week? Fed Ed, I'm going to just list all of them, even though I know these aren't you. Dry cough. Fed Ed is taking a drink of water. Fed Ed must provide 3 work search activities per week, and you are required to enter them on the certification page. PEUC, UI, and PUA are required to perform 1 or more work search activities, and listing them on the certifications page is optional. All right, got that one. Annie at 406. Used claimer today, got a call back in 10 minutes. After a 2-hour wait, my 6 weeks of pending status has been released. I'm really glad to hear that. Michael can drop the claimer link, which saves you $5 on your first call in the chat box for those of you that want to try it. Margarita Torres at 406. I had to reapply, got granted a new year claim with a little more money added, and I've been certifying and now pending for 4 weeks. This weekend I certify again, and it will be 3 weeks since I reapplied. Okay, so if you reapplied, you are awarded a new claim, those first up to 3 weeks of certifications will be stuck in pending while your claim undergoes a UISD review, which is where they undergo additional fraud checks. They send it out to a third-party company called Thomson Reuters. They perform additional checks, make sure you're not fraudulent. During that point in time, you can't call in. You can call in, but it won't help anything. Not that it always does anyway. But during that point in time, they can't push it through any faster until those fraud checks clear. So you have been pending for 4 weeks. You're beyond that time frame in which it should have cleared. So at this point in time, I would call into customer service now to check on the status or contact your assembly member if you were not able to get through. All right. As a reminder, you guys, I can't get all of the questions, so I do have to skip around a little bit. If I don't get your question, please re-ask it every 15 minutes, and I'll do my best to get as many as I can. All right, Stay Solid Fitness at 408. I keep getting a message to resubmit documents for proof of self-employment. They're saying document type is wrong and resubmit. They are invoices and in PDF format. Okay, I'm going to give a 2-part answer because I know that there's a second group of people that will want to know a little bit different information. All right, you are sending invoices. Invoices are not the documentation that they want. The documentation that they require for MEC Boost is going to be your Schedule C from your income taxes from the year before your unemployment claim started. So if your claim started in 2020, they want your 2019 Schedule C from your tax return. You can send the whole tax return, but just send the Schedule C if you can do that. The reason why is because they do not want to see your gross income. Gross income is your total income, which is what's going to show on your invoices. They want to see your net income, what your actual take-home pay was after deductions and taxes. So you're going to need to submit your tax return document, not invoices. Now, many of you are asking me for an update on MEUC. I have been pushing and dropping my water. I have been pushing and pushing the EDD the last 2 weeks, like literally sending them the same questions every couple days. And I'm really grateful that they reply to me, but not providing a lot of info. But today I did get an early copy of the news release that's going out tomorrow. They sent me a copy. I can't share it right now, but there's a small MEUC update with additional help for those of you that are having trouble with MEUC related things. So there's a little bit of an update that I can share tomorrow. I can't share it yet because I want them to trust me. But for those of you that are trying to submit documentation, that's the next thing that I'm trying to push on them is, why are these all getting rejected? But there should be a way that you can get a little bit more info tomorrow when I release that video. Okay, Danny, I went through my assembly member's office to contact EDD, and their liaison said I basically have to just sit and wait until they process my specific claim matter. Do you know any other alternatives? Okay, Danny, when did you, I'm going to check the chat for you, Danny. Danny, let me know when you contacted them, because if you contacted them before these conditional payments started being implemented, then contact them again, because now they are able to get more help. If it was a phone interview issue or something along those lines where the EDD needed to check in with a phone appointment date and those aren't being scheduled until much later, now that problem is somewhat solved and the EDD can issue conditional payments. So if you reached out to your assembly member before but haven't done so recently, do it again. Do it politely and don't send them like 10 emails, but do it again, because now they have more tools to be able to help you. There is not an alternative. You can contact your state senator, which can also be found in the Find Your Rep link, but most likely, the assembly members have been the most efficient and the most helpful. So there's not really another alternative. But if it has been a while, then I would contact them again. Okay, got that one. Backdated my claim 2 weeks ago. I still haven't gotten any response. Do I have to backdate my claim every day? No, don't do that. So you backdated your claim. Expect at like 1 month, 4 to 6 weeks for them to process that backdating request. The EDD is slow. They do not have a time frame specified on how long they take to process backdating. Give it additional time. All right. Hi, Toya. Thank you, JP. Russ at 409. I've been pending for over a year and finally just redid the ID for them, and now I'm pending again. Why is this? So I cannot tell you why you are pending, but because you've had so many pending issues, I would contact your assembly member right away, and Michael could drop the link in the chat box so that they can start working with the EDD on your behalf. Okay, let's see. I did that one. 410, Pamela. How do I document job search, PUA job search requirements online? The only option I saw was document jobs applied for. How do I prove the self-employment requirements? Okay, so the EDD sent me, my contact in the media department sent me how they are reformatting the work search requirements and how they enter it in. And I was going to do a video on this, but I ran out of time. Now, the EDD, because I keep bringing this up to them, told me that they are working with tech services to change the unemployment certification form in the work search area. They changed the requirement to list 3, which was an error for PEUC, UI, and PUA. The 3 requirement is only for Fed Ed. They removed that because of me. Next, they are changing how you list your work searches because it is listed inaccurately. They have a variety of approved activities that you can do in order to do work searches, such as updating your resume, networking events. For PUA, there's a whole different set because you are trying to re-engage in self-employment. So they sent me a rough draft of what they're going to be changing it to. It should be changed. soon. For now, if you are choosing to input your work search activities on the certification page, and it is something that is not an option there because it says list the job that you contacted. If you're PUA and you want to list it on the certification page, I would simply ignore what the title says up there and type in the activity that you did. So if it was me and I sent out a quote to a wedding client, I would just type that in. I would type in, sent out a quote to a client on this date. And I would just type it in regardless of what the heading actually states. Now for PUA, oh gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. I just clicked on several. Now for PUA, PEUC, and UI, you're required to perform one or more work search activities per week, and entering them in on the certification page is not required. So you can't really mess it up if you add it in and type it in. You're doing more than is required. Okay, Eddie, I'm on UI extension. I'm going to receive some profit sharing from my previous employer. How would this affect my weekly benefits? So you are going to have to certify for that income. Profit sharing is not necessarily going to be wages, though. So you are going to double check when you do your certification. There's a place to enter in those other types of income that you receive. And you should most likely enter it in over on that section as opposed to the hours and wages section. Okay, I need to get back up here because my thing skipped ahead. As a reminder, you guys, I get so many questions and I try to do as many as I can. If I skip yours, don't type you skipped mine 10 times because then that's always what I see. Just retype the question every 15 minutes. All right, Lisa at 420. I have an appeal since 3/9/2021. Have never heard back from EDD. Haven't been paid since that date. What can I do? Okay, so since March, EDD takes a long time in the appeals process. Many undergo a 6-month, on average, appeals process. It can take quite some time. If you are not hearing back from the EDD, call customer service, contact your assembly member. You can contact the appeals number that they should have given you some point along the way, but you can contact Pershing Square Law. I did a video with them where I zoomed. They are a law firm that works with EDD appeals clients, and they do free consultations. You'll be able to call them, ask for a free consultation, and see if you're able to get any complimentary info from them. They're going to probably answer some of your questions over the phone. But if you search for appeal on my channel homepage, you'll be able to find that video with that law firm, and then you can locate their contact info. They're called Pershing Square Law. And I've had many subscribers who have also used them as their representation, and they're very happy with them. Okay. All right. Jennifer Boyle at 420. Sorry, guys. I got an award letter for a new claim with increased weekly benefit award amount, but was pending 13 weeks because of eligibility stop payment. Got paid out on old PEUC claim. What to expect after 9/4? Okay. So you got an award letter for a new claim with an increased weekly benefit award amount, but you were pending 13 weeks because of a stop payment. You got paid on your old claim. I'm not quite sure what you're asking here. Let me just give you general info on your status then. So if you were awarded a new claim, it sounds like all of your old pending weeks were paid out. So it sounds like that is settled. If you're awarded a brand new claim, your new claim is going to populate to UI online, and you are now collecting regular unemployment benefits. You're not on an extension anymore if you're awarded a new claim and that goes to your account. So after September 4th, that date doesn't matter to you. Why? Because you are collecting regular state unemployment benefits. You are no longer on a pandemic-related extension. So when September 4th comes, you will continue to collect your 26 weeks of claim balance until you reach 0. After that point in time, there will be no possibility for an extension for you because the pandemic-related extensions will have expired. All right, Cobb, 420. Will I still get paid while I prove proof of address? No, you will not. Unless you have received an unemployment payout already on your claim? Have you received an unemployment payout already? If so, and you're pending for over 2 weeks, then you would be able to qualify for a conditional payment. But because you're pending for address verification, I'm guessing that perhaps you are a new claim that has not yet received a payout. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, you're helping someone else. Thank you. Okay, Top Star General at 420. Are the 12 weeks pending mean a full payout for conditional notice? Okay, so conditional payments can either result in all those weeks being paid at once, or it can result in a few weeks being paid at separate times. Why? Because you could be pending for different reasons, and they might need to go in and fix each type of reason. You could be pending under different types of claims, such as if you had a PEUC extension applied and then you went to the next tier of PEUC and then you went to the next tier, they might have to sweep the system for each type of claim. So some individuals are receiving their conditional payments all at once and all their pending moves to paid, and some are not and are seeing a few weeks come through at a time. All right. Let's see, Jade at 421. I called into EDD to get the MEUC forms mailed to me, which is the only way to get it, and now I am pending. I don't think that those are related. I don't think they're related because you wouldn't be pending for calling in to get an application to a program that it runs parallel to your claim, but it's separate. It's not going to affect your regular benefits. So I think that it's unrelated. If you're stuck in pending, it could be one of the variety of reasons that you could be pending for. So what you should do if you're stuck in pending, number one, you can wait and see if conditional payments pay out fast enough for you. But conditional payments, you must have received one unemployment payout on your claim previously, and you must be pending for over 2 weeks. The EDD has until September 30th to pay out those conditional payments for those who are currently pending. Many of you may not want to wait and may not be able to wait that long. So what you should do next is you can contact EDD using all the call tips that Michael can share, or you can contact your assembly member who have become very fast in most cases at helping claimants to fix their pending. All right, scrolling down. Let's see, Janika at 421. I just got extended for PEUC this week. My claim expires next year in February. What happens next for me? I just delivered my baby and can't work yet. Okay, congratulations on your baby. So technically, I'm going to give this first. Technically, if you are unable to accept full-time work, you need to switch over to disability. Certifying that you are unable to look for or accept full-time work, or having a physical condition or a personal situation, whatever the reason is, if it's not COVID related, then you would need to switch over to disability to be eligible for benefits. So be aware of that. Next, if you were just extended for PEUC, PEUC ends as a program for the entire U.S., claim week ending September 4th. Technically, it's the 6th, but the 4th is the last payout week. So claim week ending September 4th, PEUC will no longer exist, regardless of the number of weeks they awarded you in the letter or the claim balance amount. The program ends. You will not be able to collect PEUC after September 4th. So what happens for you next? Most likely, if you cannot work, you're going to need to switch over to paid family leave or disability, depending on where you're at with your own personal situation. But for those of you who have reached the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date, and your PEUC expires claim week ending September 4th, if you worked within the last year, then you will be able to apply for regular unemployment benefits. All right, 421, after I get water. Relax with Captain Dust, loves my old vintage cameras. Thank you. Why I read that one. Just popped up. All right. Hi, Ginny. I'm on PUA. I know it ends September, but can I go to regular UI with the with only the work history I had in October 2020 when I filed. Okay, so your PUA ends in September. You say work history, but your PUA is your work. Well, let's see, October. In the last year, September, count 1 year back to September to October, thinking out loud, I'm sorry. So it sounds like you had like 1 month of work history within the last 12 months, and sometimes they look at 18 months. If it was W-2 earnings, you were an employee and you were not self-employed, then you might qualify for a new unemployment claim if you earned $1,400 or more within the last 18 months. So if you did work as a W-2 employee, then yes, file a new claim. All right, Stephen Au at 421, EDD haven't paid anything for the month of July. It still shows pending. I email EDD every day, but still haven't received anything. They do not reply to those contact us email messages. Sometimes they do. In most cases, their replies are not helpful. Don't rely on that. You need to call into EDD, use all the call tips that Michael can share in the chat box to get through faster, or use Claimer to call you back with a hold line if you want to go that route. Or contact your assembly member who is able to speak with EDD on your behalf and have been very helpful in getting people pushed from pending to paid. So I would contact your assembly member right away. All right, Carrie at Corey, I'm sorry, 421. I have Tier 2 extension. I've been certifying and have a phone interview Thursday. I'm not sure why I haven't been putting in my work search record, but I have been looking for work to get my benefits. Okay, so if you're Tier 2, that's PEUC, and you certify you have a phone interview. You're not required. As a PEUC claimant, you are not required to input your work search activity, but you are required to state yes. So you did fulfill your requirements. Now, why do they want to talk to you for a phone interview? There's a variety of different reasons why. You may have claimed some sort of income at some point in time, and they want to interview you about that to ensure that you are still eligible. Your former employer may have reported something that is a discrepancy from what you explained in your application or reason for termination, etc. Or they might have questions based on another type of certification question. Like if you stated that, let's say that you got COVID and you could not work. Maybe you selected that you were too sick to work when in fact you don't have to select that one if it's COVID. So there's a variety of different reasons why they might need to talk to you. Now, if you are pending, they should put you through to conditional payments while you await that phone interview. But if it doesn't happen quickly, then contact your assembly member. Are they going to extend PUA? There are no current proposals in motion in Congress to extend PUA. Top Star General at 422. Are the 12 weeks Okay, I already got that one. They can come out in conditional payments in chunks. They don't always come all together. Yasmin at 422. I'm PUA and I certified last Sunday afternoon. I answered no for job search and selected I have children in school that is closed, and I always select both and gotten paid. No money has been deposited. Okay, I do not recommend selecting no to are you looking for work, even if you qualify to select no and still get paid. Why? Because at some point in time, you most likely will get hit with a phone interview. They will want to ask you, or they will be required to ask you questions about why you selected no, even if you're eligible to receive payment. If you're stuck in pending, then that's most likely the reason why. If you just haven't been paid, but it says paid, then allow a few additional business days and it should come through. But please, even if you are on an approved reason why you don't have to look for work, still select yes and do something to back that up, such as just browse a job board so that way you are able to still honestly select yes. And as someone who is a parent, you can select work. You can search for work from home options. Okay. 424, Gerald. Hi, is it true that if you were on Tier 2 augmentation and renewed your claim and was approved in March, then you could collect until your balance hits zero without the extra $300. Okay, renewed your claim? Yeah, so if you're on a brand new claim, that's regular unemployment. If you had to file a new claim and you were awarded a new claim, that's regular unemployment. Regular unemployment will continue in the state of California as usual for 26 weeks. But what's ending are the pandemic-related programs. PUA, PEUC, and Fed Ed are ending claim week ending September 4th and the $300 boost. All right. How do you know if you're Fed Ed or PUA? You're going to go to UI Online. You're going to click on your claims history tab, and then you're going to click on your most recent transaction that has been paid to you. In that, you're going to look at the program type. The program type will say disaster assistance, or sometimes it says DUA if you're PUA. That's what it says. So if you see disaster or DUA, it means PUA. And if you see Fed Ed, you're Fed Ed. If you see UI, you're UI. And if you see PEUC, Tier 2 or Tier 2 augmentation, then you are also PEUC. Why can't they just say the real names of what they are? Can't tell you that. All right, Steve K at 420 something. My PEUC extension ended when I filed a new claim. My weekly benefit amount was lowered a lot. I was just told last week by EDD that I don't qualify for the DNCP program. Are they right? Steve, I remember your comments from yesterday and today. Okay, and I remember your reply to me this morning. You guys, like, I get thousands of comments, but I remember you guys. Okay, so I remember that you told me that you were PEUC earlier. I asked you, were you Fed Ed? Because it doesn't apply to Fed Ed. For those of you that aren't sure, the DNCP program is the Deferred New Claim Program. That means that if you are required to file a new claim because you reach the end of your benefit year, you are awarded a new claim, but the new claim weekly benefit award amount is for $25 less than your old claim or even smaller. The EDD takes the new claim and they put it aside and they keep you on a PEUC extension. This only applies to PEUC claimants, not Fed Ed. Now, Steve, you are PEUC. You were told last week by EDD that you don't qualify for it. Are they right? I don't think that they're right. This should be something that is changed automatically for you. So if you were just awarded that new claim, you just received the letter last week, I would wait another week because I think that it should come automatically. You should receive the next letter in that sequence. But if it doesn't come, then I would contact your assembly member. If the EDD isn't working out for you to call into customer service, contact your assembly member instead, and they should be able to help you. Michael can drop the link on how to contact them. Okay, let's see. PC at 425. I was on appeal. I have 13 weeks pending. Stopped certifying 2 months ago. Will they still pay the 13 weeks pending? Okay, so if you stopped certifying 2 months ago, you already certified for those pending payments. Those are already in the works. Those are already certified for. Those should move to paid as long as they are eligible to receive payments. They will not move to paid, and instead they will move to not paid if they were certified for on an expired claim and you are required to file a new claim. So if you are PEUC or Fed Ed, you reach the end of 12 months worth of benefits, you have to file a new claim because you did work within the last 18 months. Those pending are going to move to not paid. Those wouldn't get paid out because that claim is expired. But you are on pending because you were on appeal. The next piece of this answer is that did you win your appeal? If you won your appeal, that means that you were then found eligible for those benefits. And then, yes, those will be paid out. They should be paid out by September 30th under this conditional payment program. If you did not win the appeal, or if it's still in process, you will not be paid for those weeks until the appeal goes through. All right. Corey, you're very welcome. I'm going to get some water real quick. All right. Scrolling down. Is there any extension after September 4th? What's happening with this? After September 4th, claim beginning September 4th, $300 boost, PUA, PEUC, and most likely Fed Ed all come to an end. Those programs will no longer be available. There's no current proposal moving in Congress at this point in time to extend things. It could change, but at this point in time, there is not. So is there any extension after September 4th? No. If you are a UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed claimant, however, and we reach September 4th, UI will continue because it's a state unemployment program. It will continue for those 26 weeks. But your claim, if you're PEUC or Fed Ed, once you reach September 4th, if you worked within the last 18 months, then you may qualify to file a new regular unemployment claim. If you earned $1,400 or more worth of income in the last 18 months, then you might qualify to receive a new unemployment claim. So that's the only circumstance where there would be continuing benefits. All right. Big O Town, 426. Hello, Ginny. After September 4th, when PUA ends, will all the money have to be paid back? No. So your unemployment benefits are yours to keep as long as you are eligible for them. Individuals who have to pay back unemployment benefits are those who did not qualify or who submitted a fraudulent statement or who submitted incorrect information or failed to claim something like wages. Then you would be issued an overpayment notice and have to pay some benefits back. Why? Because you weren't eligible for those benefits. But as long as you were eligible for the benefits, you claimed any income that you received, etc., no, you do not have to pay unemployment benefits back. Yasmin at 426. I already did your question, Yasmin. I did a little bit earlier. All right, Corey, I already did your question. We got some repeats I'm coming across. Dumbo at 427. I just opened a new claim. I got granted a new claim. I certified this past week, but did not get paid. It's on pending. I've been calling numerous times. EDD cannot get through. Okay. I just like how your question cut off there. All right. How do you contact your, I'm going to finish that sentence for you, your assembly member? Michael is going to drop the link on how to contact your assembly member in the chat box. However, this doesn't really apply to them. New claims are pending for the first up to 3 weeks of certifications. Why? Because during the first 3 weeks, your claim is in what's called UISD review, where the EDD performs additional fraud checks. They send out your claim to a third party called Thomson Reuters, as well as doing some internal things, but they cannot process those payments until the fraud checks clear. Calling in will not yield a change because they can't do it. It's been sent out. They can't make those changes. They can't approve you for fraud. It has to be done in their process. So for those of you that file a new claim, are awarded a new claim, expect to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks. Calling into customer service is most likely going to be a frustrating waste of your time in that case. But if it's been longer than 3 weeks, then you should start calling in and contact your assembly member. All right. Did that one. All right, I'm at 429. Hi, Ginny. I was just going to your channel for PUA videos, realized you are live, just here to listen for information. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. All right, Rushan at 429. Hey, Ginny, thank you so much for all your help. You're very welcome. Thank you. I was wondering, when requesting back pay, what address should I use if I have a residential address and a mailing address? You should use whatever address the EDD has on file for you. Whatever address is associated with your claim, that is the address that they have approved you through. Don't use a different address. So whatever address you're receiving that you put on your application and where you're receiving your information from the EDD, use that address so that everything is consistent. Lisa at 429, no appointment hearing for my appeal since March 9th, 2021. Okay, I'm really sorry to hear that. What you can do is you can contact Pershing Square Law. I have a video if you search for appeal on my channel home. Pershing Square Law, specializes in working with EDD claimants who are undergoing the appeals process. Now, you might not necessarily want to hire them, but they do free consultations. Is one of the things that he let me know in our Zoom. And if you call in and you ask for a consultation, they might be able to give you some assistance and tips with that. So I would do that next. All right, Spartan Killer at 429. I certified for 2 weeks, only 1 week left on my Fed Ed claim balance. I've since been put on PEUC, but haven't been paid for the second week. I feel ripped off. Will I ever get that money? Okay, so you certified for 2 weeks, one left of your Fed Ed balance. Okay, so I think you're talking about being moved to PEUC a week early, and you had Fed Ed for 1 more week, and you're being moved to PEUC. I think that's what you're saying. If you want to clarify for me in the most recent comments, I am looking at the current chat. It's not going to make a difference. Number one, you would have been moved from Fed Ed to PEUC early because if you already collected 13 weeks worth of Fed Ed benefits effective August 8th, Fed Ed has decreased from 20 weeks down to 13 weeks. Why? Because of how it is calculated and triggered on and off based on the unemployment rate. So that's why they moved you early, if I'm guessing, based on the information you have here. But it's not going to matter. Why? Because you can only collect PEUC up until claim week ending September 4th, and Fed Ed is also going to end by claim week ending September 4th as well. So it's not like you would finish PEUC and then get that 1 more week of Fed Ed, because that program's going to end as well, and vice versa. So the problem is that EDD isn't communicating to you about what is going on with your claim and why. They should be sending you updates of exactly what's happening, what to expect, etc. But they aren't. So it's unclear. I'm wondering, you guys, for those of you that are Fed Ed, can you guys let me know right now in the chat, did the EDD send you a personalized message in your UI Online inbox or in the mail letting you know about Fed Ed being decreased from 20 weeks down to 13? Did they send you a notice? Because all I have seen is just the press release as well as Twitter. And I don't think that they actually informed anyone personally, which is a very big problem. All right, Samantha at 429. I have tier 2. I have balance. What about they? Oh, Samantha, what are we trying to say? I'm gonna guess. Okay, I think that maybe you are asking what happens if you have a remaining balance when we reach September 4th. If that's what you're asking, you will no longer be able to collect PEUC once we reach claim week ending September 4th. After September 4th, you will not be able to collect that balance because the program comes to an end. You would be able to file a new claim if you have worked and earned income within the last year once you reach the end of your benefit year, which is 12 months after your claim start date. Okay, so I want to check and see for my Fed Ed claimants, did you receive a notice about Fed Ed decreasing? Cheryl says no, Jeff says no, Cocky Trader says no. I didn't think so. Yeah, I didn't think that they sent a notice at all, and thank you for confirming that. How do they expect you guys to get this information? It makes me so angry. It takes a lot to make me angry. How do they expect you to get this information? They put it out in a press release, news release intended for the media. They put it out on Twitter, which, why not send it directly to the claimants? Why? It's such a simple thing. If everything else is going to have all of these glitches, all of these problems, why can't they, on the simplest level, communicate the information effectively? Stacy Starr at 429, pending 10 weeks, emailed, asking what to do, no response. Finally, they paid 3 weeks, used the rest of the balance. Now it says not paid on the rest of the weeks with 1 week pending. Okay, if you were pending for 10 weeks and then it moved to not paid, that signifies to me that your claim may have expired and you may need to file a new claim. If you're UI, PEUC, or FedEd, look in your claim start date in UI Online. Count out 12 months after that. If you're beyond collecting 12 months worth of benefits and you worked within the last 18 months, you're required to file a new claim. Anything that's pending is eventually going to move to not paid because that claim is expired. I think that might be what's happened with you here. So if that's the case, file a new claim. Those not paid weeks are not going to automatically migrate there. You will then, once awarded a new claim, need to request to have your new claim backdated. And I have a video on how to do that on my channel homepage if you search for Backdate. Need water. All right. Tracy just popped in to say thank you for helping. You're very welcome, Tracy. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that. Okay. Stuck in pending while you provide proof of address, but you don't see how to upload it and you're stuck in pending. There should be a button, a prompt on your UI Online dashboard if they have asked you for that documentation. So go to UI Online, see if you have that prompt to upload your documentation. If not, then I would contact the EDD directly or contact your assembly member directly to ask for help. I would not just mail documents in without having confirmation of exactly where to send them. If you don't see the button, then contact EDD or your assembly member. Okay, scrolling down. Dina at 431. What if you collected 13 weeks of Fed Ed and you haven't worked in 17 months? Okay, so if you've collected 13 weeks of Fed Ed, you are going to next get migrated over to PEUC. I just put out a video on this, I think 2 days ago. You're next going to get migrated over to PEUC. PEUC will continue up until claim week ending September 4th. At that point in time, you will not have worked within the last 18 months, so you won't qualify for a new claim. So you will be able to collect under PEUC until September 4th, and then your benefits will end. All right, did that one. Okay, I have to scroll down a little bit. Not too far. Okay, as a reminder, I try to get as many as I can, but if I skip your question, which unfortunately I do have to go through many, then re-ask it every 15 minutes. I'll do my best to get as many as I can. Let's see. Chris Hansen. Dateline NBC. Better drink 4 fluid ounces of vodka because F the EDD for not paying me on time. Chris Hansen. Don't you usually drink sweet tea? Chris Hansen, contact your assembly member. Contact your assembly member right away. Michael's going to drop the link in the chat box. Contact your assembly member. Let them know that you are stuck in pending. They're going to ask for your customer account number, your social security number, and they're probably going to have you sign a document. They will then be able to communicate with the EDD on your behalf. And for most of my subscribers, they do get them pushed from pending to paid for the majority of issues right now because they now have those conditional payments that they can grant. So please don't skip that step with contacting your assembly member. It's been really helpful to many people. All right, scrolling down. Let's see. K-Popcorn, 457. I just received a PEUC Tier 2 extension for 11 weeks starting August 1st. Does this cut off in September? Thank you. Yes, it does. For those of you who are collecting PUA, PEUC, $300 boost, those benefits will end, likely Fed Ed. Those benefits will end claim week ending September 4th. On the 5th or on your next certification date, you will certify for that last week ending September 4th and receive that payout, and that will be the end of those benefits. Even if you received an award letter granting you X number of weeks, that is a form letter. They send out the same letter to everyone. The program ends September 4th, regardless of number of weeks and regardless of balance. Now, for those of you that reach the end of September 4th, if you worked and have employee wages within the last 18 months and you've reached the end of your benefit year, you can file a new unemployment claim. But unless that applies to you, your benefits will come to an end on September 4th. All right. 457, Chase Michael. My mom is still waiting on fraud appeals to clear from her pending payments. Any idea when this will finally happen? She's been waiting since November now. I'm really sorry to hear that. Fraud appeals. Okay, appeals are going to take a long time in order to clear. Unfortunately, there's no set time frame for the appeals process. But yes, I've had many claimants that report, and as well as the attorney I Zoomed with report that it can take anywhere between like 4 and 8 months for this appeals process to go through. Now, if you're having problems with appeal, the appeals process, search for appeal on my channel home, and you can find the video where I do a Zoom call with Pershing Square Law Firm. And they're a law firm that deals with EDD claimants that are looking for help with their appeals. They do free consultations, so there is no harm in calling them, asking some questions for a consultation to see if you're able to get some additional information from them. Okay, Steph at 458. Will I have to pay everything that I've received from UI for quitting my job due to reduced hours? I think you pay back everything. So if you quit your job, if you turn down work voluntarily, then you would most likely not be eligible to receive benefits. You would be eligible to receive benefits if you left your employment due to no fault of your own or a COVID-related reason. So will you have to pay back all the benefits you already received? If your claim is deemed ineligible, you might potentially be issued an overpayment notice. So I can't quite say. You're going to need to discuss that with the EDD. It doesn't sound like you are eligible unless it was a COVID-related reason. All right, scrolling down there is some banging outside in the hallway. I hear my kids jumping around. All right, Anthony. Okay, you're helping someone else. Thank you, Anthony. I hope you're well. Spartan Killer, they only paid me for 1 week despite certifying for 2 weeks. It could be that you are undergoing a new quarter wage review if it's claim week ending September 10th and onward. It could be other various reasons for pending. They're only paying you for 1 week. Check and make sure your claim isn't expired and that you don't have to file a new claim. 12 months after your claim start date for UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, if you worked within the last 18 months, you do have to file a new claim if you qualify. That could be a reason. But in general, if you're pending, you have 1 week that's stuck in pending, you're going to need to either contact the EDD or contact your assembly member or wait for those conditional payments to come through. I need water. All right. Okay, you're chatting with people about pay rate. Mystique Ghost, 459. I now have 12 weeks pending. I've written and sent my information for Senator Liaison and still nothing from them, or EDD or anything. Still waiting for pending 12 weeks payments. Okay. So you can contact your state senator, but the assembly members seem to be, based on the volume of feedback I receive, they seem to be much more efficient and much faster and much, they follow up faster because they have those staff members. So I would contact your assembly member as opposed to your senator. So you can find both in the Find Your Rep link, which Michael has been sharing in the chat. If you wrote to them, did you call them? If not, then call them. Did you call them, but you didn't email them? So contact them in both ways, and hopefully they should be able to help you. If you don't find any help, however, all people who have received one unemployment payment on their claim, at least, and have been pending for over 2 weeks will receive conditional payments by September 30th. So that should come through for you as well. All right. Joseph at 459 says, I haven't received my PUA from 2020. Unemployment office is non-responsive. What is the status? Did you apply? If so, were you accepted? If you're approved, did you certify? If you certified, are they pending, not paid, or disqualified? I can't really tell you a whole lot based on this, but if the EDD office you're not able to get through to customer service or they're not being helpful, contact your assembly member. Michael has been dropping the link in the chat box down below. contact them, and hopefully they should be able to help you with additional help accessing that account through EDD. All right, Robert at 459. I certified this past Sunday and my payment says pending. I received all my other payments 3 weeks ago. Why am I pending again? Okay, so there's a variety of reasons why. I can't tell you exactly why you're pending for your claim, but if you received pending payments pushed through to paid, it could have been due to the conditional payment program. That doesn't protect you from future pendings. It only pays out the ones that were pending. So unfortunately, you might have to wait an additional few weeks for them to push those new pendings to paid. You can wait and it should happen automatically as long as you've had one unemployment payout previously on your claim and you're pending over 2 weeks, or contact your assembly member if you are tired of calling into the EDD. All right, Joy at 459. Hello, Ginny. I recently certified on August 8th and my status is on pending. How long does it take to get paid? Is it 3 weeks from August 8th or 3 weeks from when I filed my claim? Okay, so if you are certifying on a brand new claim, then it would be 3 weeks from your certification date. So when you file a new claim, you certify on the new claim, those new certifications are pending for up to 3 weeks while they do that UISD review to perform additional fraud checks. If it goes beyond 3 weeks, then I would contact customer service or your assembly member. All right, Spartan Killer at 459 says, I know I've been switched from Fed Ed to PEUC and I already know it's up on the 4th. Okay. I think that was just a statement. I owe the charity case at 459. Hello, thank you. You're very welcome. How long should it take for old weeks stuck in not paid to be switched to paid? After calling in and talking to a tier 2 rep, it's been 4 weeks now. It should not take that long. Contact your assembly member next. If you already dealt with customer service, they already told you that you did everything you needed to do and they're going to switch you to paid, contact your assembly member next. And I hope that they're able to help you. Okay, 459. Augustine Pride 209. I have received nothing other than an appeal processing and still no date. Yes, appeals can take quite some time in order to undergo. The EDD is the slow end. Once you have a court date or a hearing date, the hearing process, I have heard, is fairly efficient. But then once it goes back to the EDD and while you're waiting for that date, it can take months. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can really be done to speed it up, but contact Pershing Square Law and get a consultation if you need some questions answered. Pershing Square Law helps with EDD claimants. I did a Zoom Q&A with them, and they were very helpful. Amari at 459. What if you have no assembly member? Okay, some of you have let me know this, that when you go to the Find Your Rep link to try to locate your assembly member, it says like seat not occupied. In that case, I would try contacting, their office probably dislikes me, but they must not because she said she'll Zoom with me. Contact Lorena Gonzalez. Lorena Gonzalez, assembly member. I don't have her contact info right here, but look her up on Twitter and you'll be able to find her contact info for her office on Twitter, Lorena Gonzalez. They have, in most cases, helped claimants that call into their office that are not in their district, either to redirect them to where they can get help or to help them themselves. So I would try that. All right, Hildy at 459. I did email my assembly member yesterday. I'm waiting for a response. But looking at past streams, I need to have my customer account number. Where's that at? Okay, you can get that easily. So you are going to go to EDD's main website, not your UI Online dashboard. Go to edd.ca.gov. Then you're going to click on create an SDI account. Don't file an application for SDI, but just create the account. At the end of creating an SDI account, it sends you right away your customer account number. This is the same exact number that is used for your EDD account as well. It's the same customer account number. You can get it instantly. You don't need to call in. Just go register for an SDI account on EDD's main website. Okay. Jay is confused. Jay, I don't know why you're confused. There's a lot of confusing stuff. JM, At 5 o'clock, my Tier 2 balance reached to 0 last week. What is next? Okay, so Tier 2 is the second phase of PEUC extension to unemployment. Next, you're going to reach a zero. Well, you already reached a $0 balance. Next, within about 1 week of hitting 0, you're going to receive an award letter. That award letter is going to award you the next phase of the PEUC extension. They are going to state that it's going to be 29 weeks, but it will only take you up until claim week ending September 4th. You can collect your balance until claim week ending September 4th, only because then the program will end. Now, once you receive that award letter, about 1 week after receiving the award letter, you will then be able to certify and your claim balance should populate. All right, currently on the phone with EDD. Good luck. Marissa J at 5 o'clock. I'm on Fed Ed. No notice received from EDD. Okay, yeah, thank you for giving me your feedback, you guys. I didn't think that they sent those out. Chris Hansen is just chatting. All right, I'm at 5 o'clock. You lose PEUC on September 4th, 2021. My benefit is approved for 29 weeks from 7/8. Why? The reason for this is because the EDD is not sending you updated notices that are personalized to your claim. They are sending you a generalized form email or award letter that states the total length of weeks possible in a PEUC Tier 1, 2, or 3, which isn't the names. It takes too long to say the real names. When you are awarded the next phase of PEUC extension, they send you out that generated template letter. PEUC ends as a program claim week ending September 4th. They don't recalculate you on your own individualized award letter. They just send you the one that they send to everybody else. So yes, it is misleading, but it ends September 4th. All right, so is September literally the end for PUA claims? Yes, it is. Claim week ending September 4th will end PUA. Jason at 5:01. Hi, Ginny. I talked to EDD today and asked why I'm pending for the 3rd time this month. I was told that I will be pending every certification and will be paid 2 to 3 weeks later each time due to cons payment. What's a cons payment? I should probably recognize what you're abbreviating for. Okay, yeah, so sometimes subscribers will let me know this as well, that they have something about their account. They're receiving some sort of payments from their workers' comp or something along those lines. Some sort of benefits are being paid out to them, and it kicks their account into pending each and every certification due to something unique to their claim. Why? I can't exactly tell you why. The EDD system is triggered by these stop payment alerts. If something about your claim trips up a stop payment alert, it holds your payments in pending. The EDD does not fix this in their system. Number one, because their technology is outdated. And number two, because they aren't programming these claims properly to deal with the pandemic. And so many claimants do have to contact EDD every time when they're stuck in pending. Now, instead of calling into customer service, I would recommend that you contact your assembly member. You can call into customer service. You can use Claimer if that's a fit for you. A lot of people do that and they get a hold line right away, but they are paying to call in every time. Contact your assembly member instead, and they can act as a liaison between you and the EDD in order to get you pushed to paid faster. All right, let me get some water. Check this. Scrolling back up. All right. Man, there's a lot of chat today. Okay, 5:14. Nabila, hello, Ginny. Is there any extension after? So I already answered this one from you, Nabila, earlier, maybe like 20 minutes ago. No, there is not. There are no currently proposed extensions in Congress right now that are moving anywhere. Let's see, Dinah at 5:14. I'm on PUA. I am starting a part-time job. Will I get anything when I claim on Sunday? Yes. So it depends on your weekly benefit award amount, and it depends on how much you earn. The first 25, Let me start again. If you earn under $100 per week, the first $25 of what you earn is not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else is. If you earn over $100, the first 25% of what you earn is not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else is. So you can calculate based on that, and that is how much you will earn. All right, what about not paid status? Not paid status typically signifies that you may have had a claim that expired. If you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, look at your claim start date, count 12 months out after that. If you're beyond those 12 months, your claim is expired. Now, the EDD automatically extends your claim if you didn't work within the last 18 months. But if you did work, you're required to file a new claim. All of those pending weeks will move to not paid if you certify on an expired claim. So check and see if that's the case. If that is not the case, then you need to contact the EDD or your assembly member in order to get things fixed. All right, scrolling down. All right, 517, PEUC here, I certified without putting in my one job search per week on UI Online, but have been documenting on paper. I have been pending since the new job search requirements took effect. Okay, so if you didn't input them, but you've been documenting it and you selected yes. So there's a lot of different reasons for pending. A lot of you guys are thinking that these pending certifications are due to you having to do these work search requirements, but it's most likely unrelated. It can be pending due to a new quarter wage review, which is applied to claims that are over a year old, and the EDD has to ask you a few questions. It can be due to how you answer certification questions, information that needs to be verified, something your employer said, etc. So for you, if you are pending, you can either, number one, wait for conditional payments to be issued. As long as you received one unemployment payout on your claim, and you've been pending for over 2 weeks, you'll receive conditional payments while they verify whatever they need to verify. Those can be applied up until September 30th. They have until the 30th to issue those for currently pending claims. Might take too long, so contact the EDD or contact your assembly member in order to get it moved faster. Okay, Chucky at 518. My old job reported wages for me, even though I wasn't paid money, pending, but now need phone interview. How long has it been taking for these interviews to happen? Okay, so if you are pending and you're waiting on a phone interview, the phone interviews can take anywhere between 8 weeks and 16 weeks in order to schedule. They take a very long time. To fix this, we now have, as a result of a class action settlement, the EDD is required to issue conditional payments. The conditional payments mean that if you have received one payout on your unemployment claim previously and you're pending for over 2 weeks, they'll push you from pending to paid, but they might not do so until September 30th. So yes, contact your assembly member or call in to customer service. And they can apply those payments faster. Okay, Maria at 518. I put my MEUC application on 7/21, but haven't heard anything yet. Yes, they are still processing them. Many are still waiting on a decision, and many are still waiting on payments if they were approved. So continue to wait. We should have, I'm going to check my email, but I can't share the info even if there is info. My contact with the EDD is doing a press release tomorrow. It has some MEUC info in it, and he sent it to me early. It's not anything life-changing, but it is slightly helpful. But I'm really pushing to try to get a payout timeline for you guys, and there currently is none. Okay. Let's see. Maria at 518. I already did that one. Priscilla at 518. When I certified, I had to look for work and sign up for CalJobs, which I did and checked yes, but there wasn't a way to show proof, and now my claim is impending. That does not seem to be the reason why you're pending. I don't think it's related because you did the requirements. You most likely are pending due to a new quarter wage review, which affects claims that are over a year old. The EDD needs to ask a few questions over the phone. It could also be pending due to a number of other stop payment alerts or information that the EDD needs to verify. Now, you can either wait for those conditional payments to come through, contact your assembly member, or contact the EDD. Chris Hansen, please be careful with yourself. Please have your mission today instead be to contact your assembly member. Have you contacted your assembly member? Because I know I've given you this information several times, but I'm not sure if you have. Chris Hansen, did you contact your assembly member? Let's see. Cynthia at 519. I applied in March 2020. It took over a year to make contact and clear all the fraud verifications. It has costed me. Is back pay possible? Because backed up bills sure are. Okay, yes, that's very unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. If you applied in March 2020 and you just now got verified due to those complications, then yes, you would be able to potentially backdate your claim. If your claim, let's see, you applied in March, you should be able to backdate as early as February 2nd, but the thing is that it depends on your own unique circumstances. Sometimes with claimants, when they file for backdating, the backdate request is denied because when you backdate a claim, you shift the entire claim over. They are looking at the year's prior wages or self-employment income. And when you shift that backwards, they are then looking at the earlier dates. Now, when you applied with that earlier date in mind, and you most likely entered income that reflected that earlier date. So I do think that you would be able to backdate your claim. Now, in order to do so, you're going to go to, once everything is approved, you're going to go to askedd.edd.ca.gov, and then you're going to submit the backdate request there. And I do have a video that shows how to do it on my channel home. Okay, scrolling down. You're very welcome. Okay, scrolling down. Hold on. Oh, geez, I lost my spot. I don't know where I am. That's way too early. Sorry, guys, you're just sitting through my awkwardness. All right, Daisy. Received invalid 1277 notice and then received a new claim award letter while on Tier 2 PEUC. Now $0, but now just received a text update for 29-week PEUC extension instead of new claim update. Any idea why? Okay, you received an award letter while you're on PEUC. Okay, so you would have received a PEUC extension applied to your claim if your new award amount was $25 less or even smaller than your current claim. If your current claim is more by that amount, then what the EDD does is they defer your new claim. They take your new claim and they set it aside, and instead they award you, however, the remaining PEUC tier up until September 4th. You'll collect PEUC until September 4th, and then your new claim will be applied to you immediately following. So I do think that is what happened to you. This is known as the Deferred New Claim Program, and I'm dropping things. So I think that's what would happen in your case. All right, scrolling down. Yes, I have to skip many people. I'm sorry. There's thousands of messages. I do my very best. Retype it every 15 minutes. And I will hopefully see it. Okay. Long time for an interview. Yes, the interview wait times take an extremely long time, and that's why there was a class action settlement to try to get those pending payments pushed through while you wait. All right, GS 525. So my last certification is September 5th. Will I get that payment even though the cutoff is on the 4th? Okay, so claim week ending September 4th is the last week of benefits. Now you're going to certify on the 5th. And when you certify, you're certifying for that prior week. So when you fill out that form, it's going to ask you those questions for that week ending September 4th. So yes, you will receive that payment on the 5th. All right. Thank you. All right. You're very welcome. What's the criteria of the job searches for self-employment? Okay, if you are self-employed collecting PUA, you are required to perform one work search activity or more per week, and you are not required to list it in your certifications, but you must submit that, yes, you are looking for work. I recommend that you keep a log of the work search activities you do in case anything should ever arise. Now, what can you perform? You can do anything where you are trying to resume self-employment. So whatever you were doing before, if you were a gig worker, you're trying to put yourself back on your platform, you're trying to locate customers and clients, you are trying to join new platforms. If you're a business owner, you're trying to re-engage in your small business. You're trying to either market it. So that can mean a variety of different things. It can mean actually investing in marketing. It can mean doing free marketing tactics like blogging, utilizing social media, going to networking events. It can mean taking courses to improve upon your skills in your business, etc. There's a lot of different things that you can do. Watch the full work search guide video on my channel homepage, and I go through all of it. Okay, Monique, you're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, Robert at 525. Hi, Ginny. Got my denial reversed after waiting 7 months for a hearing on a PUA claim backdated 2/23, 8/3 able to certify for all weeks. 8/5 got paid for all weeks in 2021. All of 2020 is still pending. Okay, so if you are on a PUA claim and it's those backdated weeks that are pending, it sounds like maybe they just haven't finished processing it yet. I can't tell you exactly why, but you're going to need to contact either customer service or your assembly member in order to figure out how to get those pending push to paid. Start with customer service, but if you can't get through, then contact your assembly member. You're very welcome. Thank you for your support. Daisy at 526. I already answered your question, Daisy. I did about 5 minutes ago. All right, Ryan at 526. When is the deadline on Reecia mailouts? I'm not aware of your deadline. So Reecia is the, I have it in my work search guide video. Reecia is something that the EDD sometimes makes you do, where they give you a series of, let's see, you have to do an appointment with them. You have to watch a video on it, and there's a few tasks that you have to do with it for re-engaging in the workforce. So I don't have the dates on any of that for you. It will most likely be specific to your own unique claim. But I do have Reecia information in my full work search guide video. So if you want more information on that, you can go look at what I have in that video. Okay, James at 526. Ginny, I'm on a DA, disaster assistance claim here in California. I still have a balance. Will I receive it until it is zero, or will it end when all benefits end in September? It depends if you are actually in a natural disaster such as a wildfire, or if you're PUA. If you're PUA, then it's going to end claim week ending September 4th. Regardless of balance, regardless of how many weeks you were awarded. The program nationwide expires September 6th, and the last payable week is claim week ending September 4th. The only exception to that would be if you're like in an area where there's wildfires and you are actually disaster assistance. PUA is noted as disaster assistance in UI Online, but PUA ends September 4th. All right, when will I do my next live stream? I will do another one on Friday at 4 o'clock. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Let's see, Kenna, I've been on appeal since last October and haven't heard anything. Help. Okay, if you are stuck in your appeals process, my best advice is to look up Pershing Square Law and contact them for a consultation. They do free consultations, and you can hopefully get some questions answered by an attorney that specializes in EDD appeals. I have a video with them on my channel homepage. If you search for appeal, you'll be able to find it. I need water, and then I'll answer this next one. The water is almost gone. Parched. All right. Do I have any new phone hacks to get through? No, I do not, unfortunately. And you know what, you guys, the next time I do have a new one, I'm not going to share it publicly here, I don't think. I think I'm going to share it probably in one of my private community or something like that, because anytime I share a new one, they shut it down the next day. And that's happened 3 times in a row with me. And then you guys tell me that I'm a terrible human being, that I either like ruin the phone trick or that I'm lying and I'm just trying to make a buck on a video that was lying to you. Anytime I share them, you guys, they immediately get disabled. Right now, the best ways to get through on the phone line are all of the tips that Michael can post in the video chat, using Claimer if that's something that you want to use, but calling your assembly member and emailing your assembly member has been extremely effective. So please don't skip that step. Okay, Spartan Killer. I'm paid $148 a week. I had $148 left on Fed Ed. I was only paid for the first week of 2 that I certified for since I moved to PEUC. Will I ever get paid for the second week? Okay, so if you had certified for that week, but it was on Fed Ed, but you didn't have the money to pay for it, no, you would not qualify to receive that Fed Ed payout. What you would need to do is on your PEUC extension, I hear screams in the distance. On your PEUC extension, you would need to try to get that extension backdated to include that week. You could try to do this through your assembly member, or you could try to do this through customer service. Okay, scrolling down. Is there any new PUA information? No, there is nothing new right now. Monique, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, we did that one, Aubrey, you're very welcome. Thank you for your support. All right, Lawrence at 527. Hi, Ginny. I've been offered a UI extension for 2021 through 22. Upon certifying at 7.3, I got hit with the maximum benefits paid. Talked to a couple of specialists, and they said wait for 10 days. Okay, so if you were awarded an award letter, you're going to receive the letter, and then about a week later, then the balance will populate. So yes, it sounds like you're just waiting in between the time in which you receive the letter and when it actually hits your account. Okay, I already did that one. Assembly member, who are they? Okay, so Michael is going to drop the link on how to locate your assembly member. I have a video on my channel homepage called, what's it called? Michael, I don't remember what it's called. It's like how to fix pending payments, do this. It's something like that. That's like probably the most clickbaity that I get, because I want you guys to do this. Contact your assembly member if you're stuck in pending or if you cannot get through to the EDD. The assembly members are your state representatives, your legislators, and they aren't tasked with working as EDD claim representatives, but they have pretty much taken it on because they're your next level up above the EDD. And their offices are now equipped with 2 employees that they have been able to hire on in order to specifically help with EDD cases. You can call into your assembly member's office or email them, and they will be able to take your customer account number, your social security number, have you sign a form, and then they will be able to communicate with the EDD on your behalf. They have a liaison assigned to their office from the EDD that they communicate with weekly, and they're able to help push through your problems and get them solved much more quickly. So contact them if you are having trouble. Okay, let's see. Ryan at 528. When is the deadline on? Ryan, you asked this like 10 times. I don't have a deadline for you. It's going to be specific for your own claim. All right. Relax with Captain Dust. At first, I made a mistake and contacted my disassembly member. Oh, okay. Sonia, what if I worked and had employment wages within the last 18 months, but haven't reached the end of my benefit year? Okay, so if you worked and had wages within the last 18 months, then when you reach the end of your benefit year, then you will be able to file a new claim. You cannot file a new claim until you reach the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date. Okay, let me scroll back up here to where I was. Did that one. I did that one. Okay. Okay, I did Sonia. Gabriella at 528. Mine says not paid, but I called, and it's because my work search there was not enough. But I came back to them with correct information, but I haven't heard anything back. Okay, so if you're Fed Ed, you have to do 3 work search activities per week, and you must document them in your certifications. It sounds like you might be Fed Ed in that case. So if you had them correct information, the EDD takes many weeks in order to process any changes and corrections. I can't help you with processing time because there's no set processing time on issuing a correction. If it's been over 2 weeks, though, you can either call back into customer service or contact your assembly member. Okay, Chris Hansen at 520. Are you single? Because I commented on one of her videos. You take me to McDonald's to get food. Okay, I'm married. I've been with my husband for 20 years. Not married for 20 years, but we've been together for 20 years. We have 2 kids. We have lots of animals. Kind of the opposite of single. But thank you. Daisy, received invalid 12. Okay, Daisy, I answered that one. Gabriella at 529. Mine says not paid, but I called, and it's because of my work search. There was not a. I just did that one. Gosh, you guys. I know that Michael's deleting these in the main chat, but it really messes me up. Okay. Okay. Monique, you're very welcome. I'm at 529. If I'm in the process of backdating past September 4th, would they still be able to backdate? Or what happens to the September 4th deadline for pending apps and stuff? Okay. So if you are in the process of backdating right now, you already submitted the request. If you have, or if you are someone that has current pending payments, all that stuff is in the works. You already submitted it on time. It's going to continue to process. The EDD will pay you what is due to you as long as you submit it before September 4th. There was an unemployment change. So I've been monitoring, like searching for California EDD videos more recently because there's been a lot of copycat accounts where they take my video and they post it with a fake like photo of me, and I have to report those as fraudulent. So I've been like searching a little bit more carefully the last few weeks. I've been finding a lot of those fraudulent accounts for me and Shelly, and I've been trying to report them all. But I saw one video in my searching where they said, wait and backdate after September 4th. Please don't do that. The program ends September 4th. Please submit your backdating before the program ends. All right. Let's see. Thank you. Okay. Yes, I did answer your question. Thank you. Okay. You guys are funny. All right, Sonia. I already did that one. Creative Force 530. A few months ago, I had to file a new claim and was approved because it was less. I was automatically put on an extension, tier 2. When the extension ends, do I have to file a new claim? Okay, so you're going to file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date. Now, you did file a new claim. You were approved, but because it was less, you're now in the deferred new claim program, which means that they're taking your new claim and they're putting it on hold. What's going to happen is that you're going to finish up your PEUC extension at claim week ending September 4th. Then the EDD should automatically take that deferred claim and apply it for you. And you should begin collecting those new 26 weeks worth of regular unemployment benefits automatically. So you should not need to do anything. You do not need to file another claim. No, because you already did that. Okay. Ryan at 5:30. When the deadline on Reecia mail out. Oh, Ryan. Okay. Chris, you don't need to be sorry. It's okay. It's funny. Let's see. I have 4 weeks in pending. What should I do? David at 531. Okay, if you have 4 weeks in pending, number one, you can wait for conditional payments to be paid out, but that may mean that you're waiting up until September 30th because they have until that date, according to the settlement agreement. Number two, you can call into EDD and they should be able to push you from pending to paid under the conditional payments, or you can contact your assembly member, and that one has been extremely helpful recently. All right, Daisy, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Dawn, you're very welcome. I already answered that one. I do not have any new phone hacks. Thank you, Monique. I appreciate that. Vanessa at 532. If I apply to Backdate today, will I still be able to certify next week, or do I have to wait? Okay, if you apply to Backdate today, yes, you'll be able to certify. So when you send in a backdate request, it takes several weeks for them to process that request. Your claim is going to continue as usual. It should not impact your ability to certify. All right, Maria at 532. If I haven't received back since my 6/4/21 initial filing of UI, all my weeks are still pending. Am I going to have to file a new claim? No. So if you were approved for a claim on 6/4 and you are still pending, you would not file a new claim until you reach the end of a year's worth of benefits. So don't file a new claim. What you're going to do, because you've been pending for over 3 weeks, is that you are going to contact either customer service or your assembly member. New claims are going to be pending for up to 3 weeks while they're in UISD review, undergoing additional fraud checks, but you're way over 3 weeks. So contact your assembly member or contact customer service. Okay. All right, scrolling down. Thank you. I appreciate that. Spartan Killer at 534. I haven't worked since 3/18, but I have an award letter for a reduced amount from 4/10. Been collecting Fed Ed PEUC ever since. Will my 2021 UI claim kick in on September 4th? So you haven't worked, but you do have an award letter for, yes. So this is the same situation that I just discussed, where if you were awarded a new claim and it was deferred because it was a lesser amount than your PEUC, then once September 4th comes, that deferred claim should be automatically applied to you as long as you were approved for a new claim. All right, Mark, video showing low level of Lake Folsom was crazy. Yeah, Lake Folsom was really low. You are correct. All right, 534. I have an independent contract job this summer. Can I report my income when I actually received payment? Or should I report my income for the working weeks, even though I haven't received payment? Okay, so when you're independent contractor, if you are an independent contractor, you are self-employed, you're going to claim the income in your certifications the week in which you receive the payment. If you are an employee, you're on a W-2, you're going to claim the income the week in which you perform the work, regardless of when you receive the payment. So it's different for each type. For you, you're self-employed, so you're going to receive it when you are paid. You're going to claim it when you are paid. All right, I just realized it's 5:50 already. Michael, I'm sorry I'm keeping you late. Michael, if you have to go, just let me know. I'm going to do 10 more minutes of questions because there is a lot of questions. There's always a lot, but today there's extra. All right. Coda pause at 5:35. Certify button disappeared last Sunday. In its place was a reopen claim button. I've been certifying, okay, on 11-week extension, still have a balance. Could this be that same glitch like before? Yes. As long as you have been certifying, the reopen claim button should not come up unless you did not certify for over 30 days. If it is popping up, then it is a glitch. You're going to need to call customer service in order to get it cleared, and then you will have the ability to certify. If you click it, the problem is that it will delay your certifications by about 2 weeks, and then it will keep coming back. So that is something that you should call either customer service, or you should, okay, thank you, Michael, or you should contact your assembly member on. All right. The water ends, the stream ends, right? I have like 2 sips left. I'm rationing it. Make 2 sips last 10 minutes. All right. 5:37. I have at least 7 weeks pending. I have tried calling and I get the message, overwhelming call, and get hung up on. Yes. Okay. 7 weeks pending. You can't get through to customer service. Try all the call tips that Michael can post in the chat box. You can try those. You can also contact your assembly member and they will be able to communicate with EDD on your behalf. I have a detailed video on that process on my channel home as well, but Michael will drop the link on how to locate your assembly member, and then you just need to contact them. Okay. Let's see. I noticed they give me no response or updates for 2 months and then send me about 7 checks at once out of the blue and reset the balance. Is this happening to anyone else? Yes. So if you are stuck in pending, a lot of those pending payments are getting pushed to paid now because they have, as a result of a class action settlement agreement, the EDD must push pending to paid for claimants that qualify to receive their benefits by September 30th. So yes, they're going to push those to paid eventually for those who qualify, but it won't stop the problem of you getting new pending payments. So if you have more that get stuck in pending, those will eventually get pushed to paid as well. If you can't wait for them to do it automatically, then contact your assembly member. Okay. Scrolling down. How do you find your customer account? I already answered this, but I'll say it again. You're going to go to edd.ca.gov, create an SDI account. I know you're not on SDI, but create an SDI account. Don't apply, just make the account. At the end of making the account, you will see your customer account number. That is the same number that is used for your unemployment benefits, and it's the same customer account number. You can get it very quickly. All right, I got a part-time job. How do I tell EDD? Once you start working for your part-time job, if you are an employee, when you do your biweekly certifications, you're going to certify for the amount of income that you receive the week in which you perform the work. You're going to claim that income in your certifications, and that's how you tell the EDD. Now, if you go to working full-time and you no longer need benefits, you will simply stop certifying. All right. Got that one. Did that one. Brian at 5:39. I do not have access to a mailbox. I do not want to get in a 12-week delay. How do I know if I am in jeopardy without knowing if I received the Reecia paperwork? I'm not quite sure what you mean. You would check your UI Online inbox. You would go to UI Online and they should be sending you all of the information to your inbox there as well. If you don't have a mailbox, then they wouldn't have a mailing address for you on file. What is the mailing address that you gave to EDD? That's where you're going to need to check in addition to UI Online, but all of it should be available in UI Online. So I would default to using that. Okay. I see right here, I missed the settlement thing. What happened? Does Ginny have a video on that? Yes, I do. I have a very, very thorough video on that. And it's, I think I'm the only person that has access to the settlement agreement text. Other channels have taken my information the last couple of weeks because I'm getting information from primary sources that they don't have access to. And I've seen it pop up a few times. Go to my channel homepage and there's a video on there where I talk about the conditional payments and it says interview with the attorney responsible. I do a Q&A with the attorney for the Center for Workers' Rights who has resulted in this class action suit. It's a very detailed, informative video. So watch that as opposed to me explaining it all over again. Okay. All right, scrolling up. Okay, I'm going to do maybe 2 last questions, I think. Can we just stick to questions? You know, sometimes if you guys say funny things to me, it breaks up my stream time for me a little bit. It's hard to answer such detailed information no, I don't necessarily want people like hitting on me, but for those of you guys that like have a funny comment or something, I do like seeing that every once in a while. Okay. How long does EDD take to pay retro after first payment? After your first payment of retroactive pay or after your first payment of your claim? You're going to file a new claim, be awarded a new claim, and certify. Those certifications are going to be stuck in pending for up to 3 weeks. So that's how long it takes to get paid initially. After that, if you backdate your claim, you're going to have to actually request the backdating. Even if you submitted the date that you were first unemployed with the EDD in your application, they don't automatically approve backdating anymore. You have to request it. Go to askedd.edd.ca.gov and you can go through my backdating video, which shows you how to request it there. Now, they do not have a specific point in time in which they state that they will finalize your backdating. It's not 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They don't give a time frame. So some people receive their backdating requests approved within a few weeks, and some it does take a few months. Okay, am I answering chats from here? Yes, I am. Rosie at 546. My benefits year ended and I submitted another claim. I was given an extension and I started receiving payments. 3 certification, they stop. I have 9 certifications in pending. Okay, if you're given an extension, you most likely are on a claim that's over a year old. You might be subject to what's called a new quarter wage review. Unfortunately, the EDD doesn't tell you about this. They just put you in pending. The EDD is going to need to ask you a few questions about have you worked. It could also be due to a number of other stop payment alert reasons. The EDD might need to interview you or gather more information. Regardless of the reason, if you're stuck in pending, number one, you can wait because conditional payments will be applied to individuals who have received 1 or more payouts on their claim and who are pending for over 2 weeks. Those conditional payments where they push you from pending to paid automatically should come through no later than September 30th. To get paid earlier, you can contact the EDD, use all the call tips that Michael is dropping in the chat box, or you can contact your assembly member. Okay. All right, I'm going to do just a couple more questions. Let me get this check. Okay, hold on. I already did that one. Angel at 549. Okay. Alfred, thank you. I hope you're well, Alfred. Okay, thanks. My second question is, what happens today if I apply for PUA today and also apply for backdating today as well? Would I be able to appeal past September 4th deadline if they decline my request past September 4th? Okay, no, so you cannot apply to backdate a claim that does not yet exist, right? That's what you're asking? That's what you're asking. No, you cannot. Your claim doesn't exist yet. If you apply today for a claim, you can't backdate the claim that doesn't exist yet. You have to first be awarded the claim. Once you're awarded the claim, then you can apply to backdate the claim. So can you appeal past? You can appeal anything. That's a final decision. But that's a very lengthy 6-month process, and you might not be approved. I can't tell you if they're going to approve backdating if your claim is not processed until after September 4th. You submitted your claim. If you submit your claim today, and they take 3 weeks to process your claim, 1, 2, 3, that puts you at September 1st. That gives you a very brief window where you might be able to get in there and get it backdated, but I can't say for sure. Okay. When September 4th comes, will I be able to clear my claim balance? No, you will not. Your claim balance is a total amount of benefits that you may collect biweekly. Well, weekly, but it's paid out biweekly within your benefit year. You're not entitled. It's not like a bank where that's all your money. That is your weekly payments as long as you maintain eligibility. The program ends, so therefore you would not be eligible for the program that ended. You can't clean out a all of your funds because those are weekly payments. So no, unfortunately, you will not be able to take your balance. Thank you very much. Okay, 551, I recently got 4 months worth of back pay payments thanks to the new policy in California, but there's still a little over a month worth of payments that are pending. Should I expect those to come through soon? Yes. For those of you that have not yet received pending payments paid, the EDD has until September 30th, according to the settlement agreement, in order to push them from pending to paid for those who qualify. Now, with that being said, they are not necessarily paying out your entire pending all at once. They can be paying them out in smaller chunks because keep in mind, you might be pending for different reasons, and they might need to clear each reason separately. You might be pending under different tiers of extensions or different types of claims that were expired and claims that aren't, etc. So the ones that won't get moved from pending to paid are going to be if you're certifying on a brand new claim because you have to undergo the fraud checks, or if you are waiting on pending certifications from an expired claim, those are going to move to not paid. Why? Because the claim expired and you needed to file a new claim. So those would be the reasons why you would not receive those pending payments. Okay. I'll do one last question. Okay. 555. Have you heard about anyone having success with appealing overpayments and negative balances? Okay. I recently got a tiny bit of new information. When I did a Zoom interview with Daniela Urban, who is an attorney and the founder of Center for Workers' Rights, she's the attorney that created the class action suit with EDD against these pending payments. And she is the person that got you the class action settlement agreement resulting in these pending payments getting paid. I did a Zoom with her and we talked for a long time and I took way too much of her time. One thing that I learned from her is that we have been waiting for the EDD to release information on the overpayment waiver. For those of you that were issued an overpayment notice, but it was due to some sort of an error or miscalculation that was no fault of your own, not fraudulent, and you do qualify for an overpayment as was defined in this December stimulus bill. The EDD said they were going to opt into that program, but they have not provided any information on the overpayment waiver. What I learned from Daniela Urban is that they are currently issuing overpayment waivers, but they don't state it anywhere, and you have to ask for it. There's no clear process on how to get it, how to ask for it. But for those of you that are trying to seek out an overpayment waiver, contact, and I need to make a video on this, contact the EDD. Start by calling customer service, but they might not be very helpful because there's limited information on this. If customer service is not helpful, then contact your assembly member and tell them that you need to apply for an overpayment waiver. Apparently, they are being issued and granted even though they are not being shared. So that is a good question to end on because that is important and it is not being shared. Now, lastly, my contact in the media department who I support, I have to behave myself now that they're talking to me so that they continue to talk to me and don't get fed up with me. But I also am very persistent. So I've been speaking to this media contact via email, sometimes multiple times a day, almost on a daily basis. And he did tell me that there should be more information coming in an upcoming press release about overpayment waivers and that there will eventually be clear guidance on how to apply for them. But they're available now, and the EDD isn't telling you guys this. And there's no clear path to get them. So if you're trying to get an overpayment waiver, I want you to contact your assembly member and really push for it. Be courteous to your assembly member because they're not the problem. And the customer service reps aren't withholding it from you. They just might not have the right information. So still try to get it. Okay. All right, you guys. That's it for me. 6 o'clock. I have a lot of work to do still. I'm shooting another wedding this weekend. I'm trying to train employees. I had to go make dinner for my kids and I had to get another video up. So I got to go. If you did not get your question answered in this live stream, know that I get as many as I possibly can And I will be doing another live stream on Friday, this Friday. So, and what's today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 days. 2 days on Friday at 4. I'll do another one. Now, you guys, you are missing out on getting questions answered because let me tell you, I posted a video late last night that is self-employed, income generating related. There was not one single EDD question posted in the comments. There are under 100 comments on that video. I sit as soon as I post a video in the comments and answer all the questions, no matter what they are, that are posted for the first 30 minutes. Anytime I post something, even if it's not an EDD related topic, post your questions in the video right away as soon as it's posted, because that's when I'm there answering questions. Okay, you guys, I will see you next time. Bye. If I can end it. Oops.